Red Hat is providing infrastructure technology, services and training as part of the Deutsche Telekom NIMS project, along with its expertise working with open source technologies and communities. It has also leveraged its strong partner ecosystem to accelerate solution integration times. I'm Guy Daniels, Director of Content at TelecomTV, and to explain more, I'm joined by Timo Jokiaho, who is Chief Technologist, Global Telco Ecosystem at Red Hat. Hello Timo, very good to see you. Thanks for joining us on the programme. Can I start by asking you about the role of Red Hat, to give me some more information about the role in the Deutsche Telekom NIMS project?
Yes, pleasure to do that. I would actually like to talk about two different dimensions of our role in this project, in this NIMS project. First of all, of course, we are a partner for Deutsche Telekom, and what we do, not just in NIMS project, but in generally speaking, with Deutsche Telekom is to provide technical expertise and implementation experience on working with open source technologies, which is what Red Hat does, and giving guidance to Deutsche Telekom on communities and industry initiatives which are related to telecom industry. That's kind of a general role what we do with Deutsche Telekom, but specifically in the NIMS project, we are partnering very, very closely with Juniper in addition to other partners, but Juniper specifically, because together with Juniper, we are providing the infrastructure technologies and services and training to Deutsche Telekom as an end customer. And this model with Juniper is a very, very important thing to understand because we're talking about very complex architectures, multi-vendor, multi-partner architectures. And with Juniper, we do pre-integrated solution for Deutsche Telekom. So we are co-engineering Juniper offering and Red Hat offering and have a pre-integrated solution before we kind of expose that to the other partners. And this is a very, very, very important topic. And Juniper actually is in the lead of this pre-integration. And by doing that, this model helps us to provide a really high degree of automation and higher quality of the solution, which is important. And since we are talking about the complex integration project, the automation is key, and the automation actually tries to make, and it makes the solution actually simpler, which is fundamentally complex, but providing automation to pre-integrated solution makes it simpler, which is important. And of course, as you Guy mentioned, we as Red Hat, we have strong ecosystem, and we can bring partners into this game with the broad set of hardware and software certifications and in collaborative model as we do. And we also provide the distributed CI, as we call it, distributed continuous integration, where our partners can get access to Red Hat technology even before it is generally available to speed up things, which is good. And one concrete example among many others is that by doing pre-integration and by utilizing continuous integration, we have been able to reduce the time of software process about 50% in this project.
Thank you, Timo. And what would you say are the key considerations when building a horizontal telco cloud platform like NIMS?
So, first of all, horizontal telco cloud is fundamentally important for many use cases. NIMS is one use case in this case, but there's a high potential to use the same horizontal platform for other telco use cases. It's not easy to do, but it's doable, and that's what we and Deutsche Telekom are driving quite a bit. But the platform has to be open, it has to be flexible, and it has to have unified management and orchestration and automation capabilities over all use cases in addition to NIMS project itself. But the platform also needs to provide capabilities for specialization through high degree of configurability, what we have. We at Red Hat, we do not want to do customization, as is quite typical in telco industry, but we call it specialization and configurability, and provide kind of standardized configuration and tools and operational process. That's a key to enable this efficiency at scale for the horizontal use cases.
So how important is the aspect of integration in such a complex multi-vendor solution? And what would you say are the main challenges?
So, as you said, it is a complex multi-vendor solution or architecture or integration, whatever you call it, which is the whole key of network function virtualization over all these years when NFV has been in place. So integration is the key, and there has to be a lot of agreements between the partners who are integrating their technologies into one high quality, high performing, consistent use case or solution like NIMS. There has to be clear definitions and agreements on the boundaries between the partners as companies or collaborators, but also there has to be very, very well-defined boundaries between the components, the software and hardware components in terms of standard APIs and integration reference points, and you name it. So good agreement between the companies, partners, and good and well-defined boundaries between the components to be integrated.
As we've mentioned, Red Hat has a lot of experience with the open source community. Just how important is open source for NIMS and also for telco cloud in general?
Yes, so that is what we do. Open source is what we do. And it's not just having the code open in the open source communities and out there in the internet. It's more like a collaborative way of working between the partners and customers and competitors as well, which is the normal stuff we do. And having open source as a core has become a very, very important ingredient in telco industry, again, over these NFV years. In the early days of NFV, that was not a big deal. 2012, 13, when we started the whole thing in the industry. But over the years, open source has become a default model of bringing software components into telco solutions and having open source as a heart of many of these solutions. It provides companies, the service providers and partners and vendors. It provides a platform for innovation because there are so many communities, there are so many developers, there are so many people supporting the open source project. So it's not just one company doing things. It's as I said earlier, collaborative effort between many companies and people and academia and individuals, you name it. So I don't think without open source there will be any major industry, even outside of telco, which is providing complex systems. Open source is a heart of many of these things, including in telco industry.
Well, Timo, thank you very much for joining us on the program and sharing your views with us. Now, for the complete picture on the NIMS project, please do take a look at the other videos in this series. There will be 7 interviews in total, plus we have 2 panel discussions that delve deeper into the telco cloud. And watch out for news of our live Q&A program. That's coming soon. For now, though, thank you for watching and goodbye.